Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hivemind After Hours podcast. We are here with Nerv talking about their brand new album that just dropped a few weeks ago. We're all patients here. We got the entire band here. We got the entire Hivemind here. This is our biggest After Hours episode yet.
It's been a while.
It's also,
I think the last time we were
months,
all...
yeah.
Well, no, it's also been a while since we were all together for an After Hours.
True, yeah.
True.
I think Jacob missed the Rivals one. Derek missed, I think, the Paul Tommy one.
Oh, shit. No, I missed
Were you?
You missed our
Oh,
yeah.
I don't remember people. I'm sorry.
Yo, this is why Justin's not in charge.
Point being, there are 8 of us here tonight.
That's a lot of people.
Things may get chaotic, but I think we're in for a good discussion and stuff tonight. So, yeah, how are we all feeling tonight?
Dude,
We're doing good. We've got
Feeling
Nerv
it.
here. We've got Dillon, Jordan, Scott, and Tyler with Nerv.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having us.
Thank you
Hello.
for
We're here.
joining us. We're very excited to talk about the album. You guys have been commenting on all our episodes, and it's been very nice. So I'm excited to dig deeper into what you guys like, the behind the scenes of the album. So
Yeah, definitely. You guys, out of all the reviews that we've seen so far, you guys definitely dissect a lot. So it's interesting. Curious to see what you guys want to know, and we're actually interested in telling you the long journey that album has been.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long.
Pretty long.
Justin thinks it's long.
It's like
Well,
eight or nine
well,
years, not too long.
It was forever.
Well, we hadn't talked about it. It's like what the hiatus when not the one came out, and then there was a hiatus between that and Still Breathing.
Yeah,
Over a year.
Yeah.
too
Just,
long.
just know that there was nonsense happening, and it
Yeah.
wasn't
Because
our
literally, whenever we released Not the One, we had Low already like prepped and like it was ready to release like a month after that. We were about to release it, and then some fuckery went down, and we had to wait a long time. It wasn't that we weren't prepared; it was things out of our control, unfortunately, which made it that much more frustrating for us.
damn shame. Before we get too much into the discussion, I want to say you can follow our social media at HivemindRadio _ on Instagram and Twitter. Follow the boys at Nerv. I believe it's at We Are Nerv on Instagram and Twitter as well.
Everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah, we officially got that for everything. We just got it for
Nice.
YouTube too, as well.
Nice,
So
nice. Yeah, be sure to go follow the guys at Nerv as well. So yeah, Justin, I want you to get started with this then. Where do you want to take us?
Sure. I'm taking this off the rails because that's my show here. This is a question we asked last time to the last people that we had, and they can't reasonably stop me because they can't.
No.
Do you guys know what a Kuwoka is?
a Kuwoka.
What's the
Safe
Kuwoka
search
with you?
on.
Oh no. I'm
Is it
scared
kind
now.
of is it kind of tropical fruit?
Can we cut this part?
I mean, if you squint, how do I drag this image into Discord? Oh fuck, he's
Is
going.
it that little animal, like the little cute ass one?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Look-
think I've seen it before.
It looks like a kangarat.
Yo. Yo, I'm throwing that in the
What
dock.
is it?
This is the one we have in the dock right now, and
Oh,
it's just
okay.
staring at us the entire time.
I don't even remember how we got there, but
Looks like a wallaby.
because
oh,
at the
wow,
top it
that's
says
real.
anonymous Kuwoka. I
Remember?
think
Where are they
they're in
from?
Australia, right?
I'm gonna guess Australia, but I have
It
no idea.
looks
Yeah,
like
I think it's an Australian thing.
It
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
like a
Those little guys have to fight
beaver
dingoes,
koala.
dude.
a beaver koala. It looks like so many things at once. I can't really. My mind can't comprehend what. that
Whenever
is.
in doubt, it's probably from Australia.
Yeah. I
Oh,
was gonna
absolutely.
say.
Did the last group you talked to, did they know what a Kuwoka was?
They were just as confused, and I enjoyed every second of it.
So
I
is
knew
there
it
like
was, I
a
just couldn't see
particular reason as to the question?
Oh no, it was just
Justin,
an icebreaker.
Justin likes it
Just
for
an
his own
icebreaker.
sadistic pleasure, I think.
Yeah.
Just an
I think he
icebreaker.
likes fucking with people.
Well, I feel
but
violated.
I thought you were talking about a cloaca.
What the fuck is a cloaca? All right, now I'm in
an
trouble.
actual
No,
word.
no, 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 no,
Don't Google
no,
that
no,
one.
no, no.
Okay,
I'm
I'll
not
tell you.
searching it.
It's a bird penis. I told
Oh,
Whoa.
I mean, it's kind of close.
you.
See, I
Yeah.
thought you
kinda
were
close,
going
yeah.
with,
We're already
like
going
a
down
hey-
this.
like a Heyoka,
Well,
like in the
yeah.
Indian stuff.
Okay.
I
Alright.
Closing Google, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't look up cloaca because you might see some.
Not
Eagle.
doing it.
All right.
Is
Those
it
guys
best?
who ride their horses backwards.
To reel it back
That's what
in before the
a
boys
Heyoka is.
kick me out of everything that we're involved in. You guys are kind of a smaller band. We on the podcast we talk about a lot of bigger bands, but it's kind of hard for us to find newer material or a lot of more local bands. Since you guys are local to California, can you guys recommend us some more recent bands that you guys have been listening to? Not so well known bands or anything like that.
Bring Me the Horizon comes to mind.
Yeah,
Okay,
Slipknot.
yeah, great.
Little hidden gem, Bring Me the Horizon. I agree.
Yeah, you mean
There's this band called Metallica. They have some cool music.
Oh my goodness, that is. I forgot.
Bro,
about them.
is that the Stranger Things band?
Yeah. They gave them their big break.
The little indie band that Stranger Things featured. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just super small stuff like that. Probably 3 Days Grace.
we can answer for real too if you guys really want.
Yeah, no, we do.
You guys lead this.
Our main thing is like doing the monthly recaps, trying to bring out hidden gems like you guys and others. So if you guys have any, the floor's open.
I've been listening to Avoid a lot. Their new album.
Ooh.
It fucks
Ooh.
up.
I haven't
Void
listened to
kicks
their
ass.
album yet.
As
It's
soon as they got
nice.
signed to Thriller or whatever, I started watching them because they're dope.
Hmm.
I listened to
They're
when
Texas.
when Can't Take This Away came out. I listened to that and that was pretty good, but I haven't had a chance to check out their album yet.
Yeah, Gatorfest. It goes hard.
Dude,
Jordan, where's Avoid from?
What?
Where's Avoid from?
Portland.
Oh, is it really? Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
Texas too for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know
they
why.
seemed like Texas boys.
That's because
Yeah.
their hats they wear.
I'm seeing them live next week, actually.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
jealous.
I heard they put on a good show.
Kiss them on the lips and tell them it was from me.
Yeah.
I don't know them at all. I have no idea. I don't
Do
know
that,
them at all.
Jacob.
You
I
should
don't know
do
them
it.
at
I got
all. They
you.
don't know me, but
Yep.
we recently played with a band called True North. I've listened to.
I love
a bit
True
of
North.
them. True North is their shit's pretty good. We also play with Takers Weavers. Their stuff's really good too.
Yeah, both those bands are awesome.
My goodness, I've see
Low
what's-
Spirit stuff's pretty good.
yeah, Low Spirit's been putting out heat. Obviously, Nevertell puts out heat. I'm scrolling through Spotify right now. I listen to a lot of heavier stuff. I listen to like super heavy stuff, like Orphan, a band called Orphan that I've been listening to recently. Which they're smaller. Archers is really good as well.
Archers is
Ours
dope.
pretty good. Yeah.
Paleface.
Paleface.
Yes.
they're-
Oh,
yeah,
that album was so good.
yeah, Paleface smacks, dude.
There's a band that's like they basically are just not trying to be in a bad way, but like their whole thing is like early like mid 2000s screamo nostalgia. They're called the Sea Space Cowboy. They sound a lot like
Oh yeah.
Yes.
like I Set My Friends on Fire and stuff like that. They're really sick.
They're actually really good.
The old screamo. Yeah.
Yeah, I think up and coming band, the Home Team, dude.
That's
the Home
another
Team
good one.
Home
Yeah.
Team's good,
is
yeah.
so good. I love every song I hear by them.
Yeah, they're rad.
Yeah, they're super sick. I like their video themes and stuff like that.
Slow Bloom was ridiculously good.
Yeah, I listen to it all the time. That's about it for me. I listen to a lot of just like there's just a large amount of ignorant rap on here as well.
I
Favorite.
only listen to Bring Me the Horizon. So
Exclusively.
It's a personality trait.
yeah.
His Spotify rap comes, there's nobody else on it. It's just-
Yeah, I do the same thing with NSYNC.
Oh yeah,
I
think
used
I've heard
to
of them.
like when I was like 10 to 12, I had a boy band phase.
absolutely.
And
I never left it.
I was about to say.
Yeah, it's
Still smash.
it's so weird to go back to some of their stuff.
I'm late to this genre, so I missed out on a lot of like the early 2010s type of like metal stuff. Like I didn't really get into this till like 2016, 17 ish. So
Oh, gotcha.
I still
Yeah,
I still have
It's
a
okay.
lot of
NSYNC is
digging
my
back to
favorite
do.
metal band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Like I didn't listen to That's the Spirit by Bring Me the Horizon until earlier this year. I've still got a ways to go.
This dude's
Yeah.
backlog is insane. He's missing
Yeah.
out on all the classics.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, at least
fumbling
you're
the
trying to
bag.
catch up though.
I'm
Catching up
trying.
is sick.
It's whenever they tell me like, "Yo, Jake, here's a new band you should check out." I'm like, "All right, give me 3 years."
that's sick. Yeah, I remember.
It sounds like
I
he's
found out.
exaggerating, but he's not.
Bring Me the Horizon, Pray for Plagues. That was like the first song I heard by them. Like when it
Yeah,
came
dude.
out. And
Same.
I was like, well, this band is sick, and now they sound completely different, but they still sound sick. So
No matter what they do.
yeah, I like what they do.
They kill it. I got given a burnt CD, Bring Me the Horizon, back in the day.
Ooh.
I don't even know
Fire?
what the songs were called. They were just good.
Oh yeah. I think
It was heavy though. It was all the heavier stuff, older.
it's sick.
I guess now that we've kind of talked about that, let's start talking about the album. I guess so. Let's just open. I want to open the floor to you guys. Where do you want to start with the album, the debut album?
Where do we want to start with, boys?
Go.
It doesn't. Yeah. I don't know.
We could start. I'll start the floor, and then someone can take it from me. If I miss
Give me your
anything,
floor.
because I'm gonna miss a whole bunch of stuff. These songs, are from different time periods. They're all basically. Let's see, Bad Habits and Enough and Enemy were released, and then those were kind of our debut singles. And Bad Habits kind of popped off a little bit and showed some attention. So we definitely wanted to take the band further and see what we could do with it. And there was a hiatus in between that and the beginning of these singles, and even Hopeless, because we were all actually trying to move to the same state. Because we all lived in different states. I lived in Georgia. Scott and Jordan are from Texas, and Dill's actually from here in Sacramento. So we really wanted to like move and be in the same area because it was way easier, and it was getting really expensive to fly back and forth consistently.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And once we finally got out here, it took a couple years. We released Hopeless 2 in the process of all that. I think we released Hopeless like a year, 2 years before we moved out here. I don't remember. Is that right?
No, it was after.
It was after we moved here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was sooner than we thought. And then we released all these songs were written. How do I put this? Bad Nature definitely was when we released Bad Nature, that was exciting for us because it was finally, we knew this was going to be on the album. We knew that we had all these songs, but at the time we were trying to figure out exactly what's going to be on there. How do we write this? We got held up in a lot of ways with the recording process, with getting the final mixes back. We got held up with a distribution company.
Not to
was-
interrupt you, but shout out to Bad Nature. It's about to hit 1 million plays on Spotify.
Oh,
Hey,
in a couple
Yeah.
days. Yeah.
thank you, dude. Yeah, we've been eyeballing that too. That'll be the first song on the album that reached it. Which it reached 1 million plays on YouTube Music. Red?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
yeah?
Bread.
So that was sick.
Yeah, a few
But
months ago.
yeah, it's about to hit 1 million on Spotify, so that's amazing. We're stoked on that. The thing is, we started releasing the album, and then we got held up. That's the really unfortunate part. We released Bad Nature, and then Not the One, and we shot those videos. You can see throughout each video that we released that we kind of look different. People's hair is longer, cut, shorter. It's because they were all filmed at different time periods, and kind of got Frankenstein released, not in the way we wanted.
Yeah.
But then we got
Well,
held up
shoot,
right
man.
after Not the One. Yeah, take it away, Scott.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, even going back to, because Hopeless was released just a couple months before Bad Nature as like a standalone single. But even that process, we had, I mean, like the instrumental of that song was written years and years and years before. And then the entire song was written before we even released Enough, before we released anything. And then fast forward a whole bunch of time after Bad Habits come out, everything come out. we filmed the music video, and then we still weren't able to release the music video until over a year after it was filmed. And then that was a nightmare just with that song, the one single, and then moving on a couple months after. I think we released Hopeless like in like October or something, and then Bad Nature a few months into the next year, and then with Not the One, we felt like, okay, finally we were able to release a song and not wait a significant amount of time, and we felt like we were going to be able to be on a roll, and boy were we wrong.
We were
'Cause,
so wrong, dude.
It
It
was-
was not right.
Don't want to go too into detail with the distribution company, but one conversation in particular that was funny was right before we signed it, our manager specifically asked, he was like, hey, so we're ready to release Low in like a week and a half. We already have it uploaded and everything to DistroKid. It's just, we haven't announced it, maybe a little over a week and a half. Is that still possible if we do this deal? And he's like, oh, absolutely, no problem. This stuff goes super fast. And well over a year later, we had to get out of the deal just so we could release our songs. And at that point, it had been so long, we didn't want to, not that like Still Breathing's a bad song per se, but like we put a lot more effort and time in the music video for Low that we wanted to just kind of build a little bit more momentum back up before we released it. So we went with Still Breathing. And then from there, from Still Breathing, everything kind of, for the first time in our careers as Nerve, went smooth in terms of releasing and all that kind of stuff, which was we were waiting. We were like every 2 days we were waiting for something to go wrong and to not be able to release something. It was wild.
And when he says smooth, that's like smooth with quotation marks around it.
Yeah, with hard quotation marks.
That's like nerve smooth.
It's
call it.
smooth in comparison to what you guys had been through.
Yeah,
Right, just not having to deal with people's bullshit.
Did
a little, but not a lot.
did the delays change the sound of the album at all? Like, did the
Yeah,
final
I mean-
product change because of it?
So yeah, like the process of recording a lot of the songs on the album, like Still Breathing, Bad Nature, I forget the actual names of the songs because I'm used to the demo names for so long. I keep wanting to call it Outer Space. What's it? Erased.
Erased.
Erased, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was called
Erased.
Outer Space. It was a
called
file
Outer Space
name.
before.
It was called that
Um,
way longer than it was called Erased in our eyes.
Yeah.
Dope
A lot of
name.
these songs-
Continue.
We played at like our second show ever, like right after release Bad Habits, because we had those songs written and like we were getting in the process of recording them, and that's how long it took to actually get final versions of them, which ended up being 3 years of just back and forths. Then finally, when all of us were out here, when I finally moved out here, it was like April of 2019. That was when it was like, okay, we're finally recording the final versions of all the songs on the album, and it took. I mean, it's 2022 now, so that's
Yeah, it was a multiple large gaps. I think when we finally started to release, when we came back with Still Breathing, and we were able to finally release video content, new song once a month. That's when we finally started gaining traction again and started to, get the attention of our old listeners to like prove that we're back and that we're not just going to drop a few singles and leave again.
Right.
And that we knew that we had an album. We knew we had the album art. We had the track list. Everything was ready. And everyone was like, when's the album? When's the album? You're releasing all these singles. What about the album? We're like, we know we have it, but with our luck, we just want to make sure that we have it.
we can't put a
everything.
release.
You know,
date.
that
We
makes
couldn't
so
say
much
release
sense because
date.
I feel like every time we like by the time we were discussing like the later few singles like Blue is like when Blue dropped them, like announced the album Cowards,
Yeah,
and hearing all this, it totally makes sense why you guys are being a little restrained with it now.
like we literally waited until the last single to announce the album. Even then, that got pushed back.
Yeah,
a
it
week
did.
or
It was
two.
supposed to be
Yeah.
October 5th was the album release, and I was like
Yeah.
telling family members and really close friends, I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, dude, October 5th, and then that didn't even happen.
Yeah.
It just
At least it was a
But,
short delay. It wasn't too bad.
true.
But as
Very
far
true.
as like any of the songs changing throughout the process, I mean, kind of, not in a good way though. Like there were a couple songs that got left off the album because they changed so much that we didn't like them anymore. So that was something.
Yeah.
But we
Would
might
you
revisit
release
them
those
someday.
later or?
We're talking about doing something for them because those have been there since the beginning too. So we'll see. There's
We might
definitely
turn
we can't.
back old Father Time and make them good again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, true. We basically this album almost because there's a bunch of different vibes on the album, and I think it just represents Nerve as a whole up until this point, because we've already started writing new stuff and we have other ideas and we know what direction we kind of want to go towards. But that album, all those songs come from a time of us going through all of that and moving here and finally getting here and filming all the videos and dealing with, the distribution stuff and all the delays. And yeah, it just represents all of that. So people are like, this is, it's kind of all over the place. And it's like, it's because it is. It definitely is all over the place. But we definitely wanted to put what we worked hard on out at least.
Right.
And we're definitely proud of how it came out. We definitely are excited for the future, but
I was gonna say, with like how many struggles you've had getting this album out, are you like almost ready to move on already and just like hope that the next time is smoother? Or
Absolutely.
We've been ready.
Yeah.
Not in the way that we love these songs. We're so happy to release them, but sitting on them for this long, it's been we've been so eager to get them out. But now that they're out, it's like, all right, we're very excited to move forward with album 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, like when you play a bunch of songs, you kind of get sick of them. Like if you play them over and over and over, like, for the lack of a better word, not sick of them, but like I'm ready to play this new thing I'm thinking about. And it's like we've had this album done for so long, it's kind of like almost at that point. But then we got like revitalized when we play a couple shows and people are excited to hear, certain songs.
Yeah. Well, like for instance, with with Bad Nature, I would like. At no point would I ever say that that's not a good song or that's not one of the best songs on the album. I think it's a great song.
That's my second favorite song from you guys. So yeah.
By the time it came out, and even now, I can't listen to it. I hate it so much because we had to listen to it a billion times. It went through 3 different key changes, so we had to record it 3 different times. So like, oh, let's do it like a step higher. Oh, actually, let's do it like a half step lower now. Oh, actually, the first one was better. And then, let's change this vocal melody, which is like what, like it ended, like the song is objectively a really good song. I like the song a lot, but after hearing it that many times, going through that, and then recording the music video and hearing it 1,000 more times, it was like it's hard for me to sit and actually listen to the song and then not just feel rage at all the annoying stuff. But
it's kind of cool because it shows that all of that paid off. It's cool because like, these songs are new to everyone else. We've listened to literally all of these songs for years, and so we were getting a little burnt out on it, because we listened to it on our own because trying to feel something because we couldn't release it. So we're just listening to the songs, sitting on them, and so we've listened to them for years, but now we're seeing all the reactions of people in the comments, and we have to remind ourselves that these are still brand new to all of these people. So it's definitely refreshing.
Absolutely.
It's definitely refreshing.
I had to re-record all the vocals for the whole album after I was done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's crazy that you guys have been sitting on this for so long, because all the stuff that's released just sounds like stuff that was written this year. It sounds incredibly new and modern.
It's
so
it's the test of time for 3 years. So that's good.
That's definitely that's what we aim for, is what we want to hear, at least. So that's good, and I'm just excited to see where our new stuff goes too. And we still have footage, like we released, the erased video we have for that. I think we have another behind the scenes video coming out for Bad Nature, which that's going to be. We've been sitting on that since the music video was filmed, so we look 3 years younger because we were. But that's a good video though. It's a cool behind the scenes one. And we have a couple more videos coming out for the other songs. We have some plans for Brother and Bad Dream as well. So I think there'll be some sort of visual for every single song, right? Yeah, and which we wanted that. That's
cool
just
as hell.
I think it was just the best way to get the most out of the album is strategically releasing a lot of them as singles, because that's just what the industry seems to be doing.
Yeah.
And then having 4 left over. We wanted like 4 or 5 left over for the rest of everyone else to hear at the same time, but we still wanted to have something for them. But we
wanted to be like an art piece in
Yeah.
every aspect, not just audio wise. So
with everything we went through to get the album to where it was, we wanted to make sure that it was released the best possible way with like the best directors we could work with, like Andy Chen doing all of our videos. We love that guy. He's a machine. His videos are nuts. So we consistently, he's done all of our stuff. We've had Tyler Degoni help film us. He works with like Caliber TV. He's helped us shoot some of the lyric videos like Color Feeling and Not the One, where we're like silhouetted behind the lyrics, you know.
And then Alex Jerome did all the lyric videos and visualization things that aren't the music videos.
Yeah. He's crazy at that too. It just looks sick.
Awesome.
I wanted to talk to you guys specifically about the Demons music video, because that feels like the most like intense, I guess you could say, or like the most work you guys have put into any of the music videos. So like, what was that experience like? Because like after doing as many music videos as he had done, like, did it feel different? Like,
it was like a movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. That was. It was refreshing. Like it was like. I don't know. It was unlike anything we'd ever, and then including we actually did I Need Help like that and Demons in the same little trip, and both of those by themselves were like unlike any other music video recording experience we'd really done, which was nice. But Demons specifically was like it was a full day. We're at an actual like Hollywood studio where they film stuff, and it's huge, like 3 warehouse lot, and then like one of the warehouses was just props. There's endless props that
was ridiculous
and real, and you know we got to like kind of be kids in a candy store. Like, all right, Andy's like, all right, everybody, just go in there, find stuff you think looks cool, and we'll bring it all out, and we'll set like 4 or 5 different locations and inside the warehouses, and we'll go from there. We're able to actually see like, and that was where like we always like come up with base general ideas for music videos, and then we go to Andy and he kind of brings them to life. And this one was really cool because we got to like we knew we were going to go all out with this one, so before we even talked to him, we came up with as many cool things we could. The whole idea of an insane asylum, fighting your own demons and all that kind of stuff. We were able to really feel like we were a part of it on every aspect, because we've also never been the quote unquote actors in the music videos. We've always just been
See you later.
We lost him. Now he's back.
That was quick.
That's quick.
Did you guys hear most of that?
Brad Pitt
no, we heard everying until you just disconnected and reconnected immediately.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, for me too. But yeah, so it was for Demons especially, and it was out of this world. It was a
crazy.
Super cool experience.
Definitely worth it. We drove down to LA and stayed down there in a hotel for a weekend, and we knew we were shooting 2 videos. We literally did not know what we were doing for I Need Help. No idea.
Nope.
We had a general idea. We were like, dude, let's be in a car.
Yeah.
That was pretty much all we had going into that. But Demons, we knew the album cover was gonna have asylum type vibes, a restraint chair, representing like just the mental struggles of the whole album and the feelings of all the songs, and all the songs are sad and struggling because we're sad and everything's just sad. But you know how it goes. We knew that the album arts for each, or the single arts, were all etchings on the wall. We knew that was going to come together to be Justin, you got the album. If you turn it over, it's all walls of the asylum. It's just all the names together.
Grabbing it right now, it's pretty dope.
But yeah, we knew that was going to be the plan. So we definitely, all of our music videos, nothing had that theme. So we knew Demons was going to be the album debut single, or whatever you want to call it. And we knew we wanted to go with that theme. We knew we wanted to finally be some sort of involvement with the acting in the music video. It was just really fun. Andy was down with all of our ideas. He had a team come in to build the specific room that Dill was in. Dill went through so much that day. Dill was, I think, definitely the dirtiest that day, because he spent half the day filming regular shots, and then the other half he was just knee deep in black sludge, and then actually submerged in it, wrestling a stunt double. That was probably the most entertaining.
Having a stunt double alone was very cool.
Yeah, we were definitely overwhelmed. We got there. People hadn't really showed up yet. It was a huge building, and we got in and we checked everything out, checked the rooms out. We were like, okay, this seems crazy. This is awesome. And then like 30 people showed up.
Yeah.
Like a crew,
Wow.
a full production crew of 30 people showed up with all of this fucking equipment. We at that point we realized that day was going to be amazing. We were like, this is going to be really good. This has to be one of the craziest videos we've ever done. And
It's like in the past, it was always we'd show up to a place, and Andy would be there with like 2 or 3 of his assistants. It's like, okay, cool. Is that what this is going to be like? Sure.
Yeah.
He shows up with a whole film crew and a bunch of actors and stuff. We're like, wait a sec, what?
It's like you had to blink twice and like, wait, is this actually real? Like,
Yeah.
Definitely. It's
Out of
definitely
body
one of those-
experience.
One of those
Who
humbling
paid for this?
moments.
yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like humbling.
Yeah, and also the question
And
of
also
who paid for
ego
this.
driving. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was both. It was like, dang, we're cool, but also wow.
So Demons was like always intended to have like the grand music video, or
Oh yeah. Demons
Yeah.
was we pretty much across the board like felt as a band that was our best song on the record. It was our favorite. We loved that one the most. The line in the talking with the We're All Patients here, as soon as like we decided that was gonna be the album name, we're like, yep, it just fits, goes with it. The song itself felt the most cinematic, so we knew we're gonna go out for at least one music video, and it kind of, we never really thought twice about it. It was just kind of, yep, Demons makes sense.
I definitely think it works right as like the opener to the album. So
Oh yeah, that and then Brother as the closers, really good.
Oh heck yeah.
There's my favorite song on the album. I love it.
You said Brother is?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's sick. We've seen that a few times in the comments, but I remember when I first heard that because we played that live. When did we play that?
Yeah, we
live,
did.
Dill?
Concert in the Park, our second show.
Yeah,
second show ever.
we actually played Brother live, and that was crazy. And I remember hearing the recording for the first time.
I cried. On
Yeah,
stage.
you cried while singing it because
There was only like 8 or 9,000 people. It wasn't really that cool.
yeah, we were direct support for Dance Gavin Dance
Oh.
during this free Concerts in the Park festival that they have every weekend during the summer here in Sacramento, and it's free. People just show up, and it's this huge park with this huge stage. And we just so happened to land like the second biggest CIP they've ever had there.
wow.
So that was awesome. And yeah, Dill did cry during Brother
Deserved
in a
it.
good way. And just
Was it worth it?
I guess we can go from there. Do you guys have any dream places that you want to tour and visit, or like any dream bands that you'd like to tour with as well? Let's talk about touring a little bit, since you guys have just started playing a couple of shows now.
The UK. I want to tour there.
Okay.
I want to go to all of them.
Fair.
Yeah.
all of them. Yeah,
All
UK
six.
is. We got a notification on YouTube recently that we've never got this notification before, but Demons is charting in Manchester, England.
Ooh.
It was like number 200. It just said Demons is the number 200 song in Manchester. And we're like, in general? Like what? That's
Yeah.
What does that mean? And then we checked
Wow,
today,
that's
and
amazing.
it's like number 151.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I don't know how often it updates, but it must update at least once a day. So that's like, I would like to go to England because I've heard that UK shows are nuts. Also Switzerland. I would love to play Switzerland, and I would love to, always will want to
Germany.
tour with a Sleep Token. I want to tour with Sleep Token in the UK. That would be a dream for me.
Sure, Jacob's ears perk up.
Yeah,
Jacob
I want
loves
to go
this
to
token.
Germany too.
Token's good, dude. Their drummer's nuts. He's insane. What about you, Scott?
I would want to tour with Blink 182 for definite.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to
know my
tour
answer.
40,000 people. That'd be
with
fun.
Nerve.
You said you want to tour with Nerve, though?
Yeah, I just want to tour with you guys.
Yeah.
Boy, do I have news for you.
I might get to do that, huh?
That'd be sick. That'd be sick. No, we're pretty grateful for any tour opportunities. We definitely don't have a lot of tour opportunities yet, at least. But I know that we want to. We want to play shows. We're not even like Sacramento's not even up there on the list of like our top cities on any of our platforms. Sacramento's like in the 20s or something.
Yeah.
And we always have all these other states like Dallas, Dallas, Texas is
Everywhere
a
else.
popular area. Yeah, Atlanta,
Australia.
Australia is one of our
Australia's
biggest,
huge. We have like
Yeah.
3 of our top 5 cities are in Australia.
Damn.
Never been
Wow.
there. Want to go there.
I definitely want to go there. They have huge spiders though. As long as they just get rid
I'll
of
eat
those.
I'll eat them for you.
As long as they
do
rid
have
of them before we
cloacas.
go, we'll be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cloacas, too.
that's true to think about. Do the cloacas eat
Dear
the
God.
spider? Dear God, not that.
Anything but that.
They probably eat the spiders.
That's what I was hoping for. That was my question. Okay,
I'll eat the spiders for you.
okay.
I was
Thank
about
you.
to say that. You took those words out of my mouth, Bill.
Yeah. I think me and Jordan would eat spiders. Scott probably would.
I would take the spider out of your mouth.
Yeah.
No.
You'd
Okay,
save
as
me.
I'm taking it
As
out of
long
your
as-
mouth and put it in my butt.
long as I
This is
see
a,
none of it.
This is a very intimate
children's
relationship.
We care about each other. What can we say?
How did
I
you guys
respect
get
it.
to know each other?
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Kiss.
You gonna go though?
You learn a lot about somebody through their lips.
We're taking the spider out of him.
All right, Bill's not gonna start it.
All right,
So-
so we met. Well, Jordan and I have known each other. We've been buds for like over a decade. Not over a decade, basically a decade. And we were in a band before, and then we ironically like kind of knew of Dillon and Tyler through that. Like we were looking at getting a drummer, and we saw Tyler's drum videos that he had on YouTube at the time, and we're like, oh, that's pretty cool. We should talk to this guy. And we talked to him, and he like just joined another band that he was in called I Assailant, and they were like doing some cool stuff. So that was a no-go on that, but we had like at least kind of talked barely and knew of him. And then Dillon was in this band, Incredible Me, that we knew of. And then, you know, all of the above bands and through, you know, just life stuff. And then in the cosmos, just kind of had it determined that we were going to all get put back together somehow. So through the internet, talking about doing cool stuff. Well, you guys want to do a band? You want to do a band here? And this other guy who is no longer in the band, he kind of started it a little bit, but just through
Basically helped us all get together.
Yeah,
you know,
he
like
was
brought
just
us
like
all
the
to the same
middleman.
place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
You found us all on the internet.
found us on there. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And you know, the second we all met for the first time, I think within like 30 minutes, we were all like crying, laughing. So we kind of knew instantly.
Yeah, it was definitely
And-
an instant click. Because we all vibed. We were all talking in a group chat online, so we
Yeah.
knew
Yeah.
we knew each other's humor. We knew our writing styles, what we wanted, and it worked out way better than we thought. Here we are. This is we're on our way to like 6 years later at this point.
Yeah.
You know, we're still going strong.
I think like the first 2 days me and Tyler met, we cuddled.
We did absolutely.
He was
We
cold.
absolutely. I was, and he was warm, and we didn't have enough bunks where we were, so you got to make do.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
That's how close we are. We'd all sleep together.
the first time I met Tyler, Jordan, Tyler, and myself had to share a regular sized bed where we had to
Yeah. In a barn.
in a
In a bar?
Yeah, that's what we'll call it a barn. They left
In a-
the damn door open like they were born in a barn.
Yeah, that's a forever ongoing inside joke of Nerv. We were all staying at Dill's place. His parents were lovely enough to let us stay there, and I think we left the door.
There, which is funny.
Yeah, you weren't even there. And
Working each other.
left the door open, and his dad was like, "Hey, where were you born in the barn?" And then we just started saying that forever. We
I
never
signed
stopped.
legal documents with Barn.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how
With a
deep it's gotten.
backwards R.
With
We
the
just started.
backwards R.
Yeah, we started asking each other every day, "What were you born in a barn?" And that evolved into, "What are you, a barn?" And that evolved. Eventually, it just became barn, and we just started talking with the word barn. it never went away. It stuck forever. Scott has a jersey with Barn embroidered on the back of it for his basketball team that he's on.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
I'm in a men's basketball league, and I have the word barn on my back of my jersey. And they're like, "What does that mean?" I go, "Don't worry about it."
I love hearing stories about like inside jokes because they're always so stupid and awesome.
Oh yeah, you'll see us.
Hilarious.
You'll probably see us post or anything involving Barn, and you guys will probably be the very few that understand what that means. Everyone else will be like, "Haha, it's yeah."
It's my gamer tag now on like Call of Duty and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'll like fill out the kill. He's like, "Hey, Barn's getting on now." It's just so funny.
Oh
like,
my
"Hey,
God.
Barn." I'm like, "Hey,
Barn's
what's
popping
up?"
off.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was cool how we've just stuck together ever since then and continued to write music. And we plan to keep it that way. And we like where we ended up. I mean, we basically started off a 4-piece. We had a couple entries here and there, tried out, bassist here and there, and it just never worked out. So we just continued keeping the 4, shooting videos with all of us, writing together. And I think the Nerv 4-piece is the way to go, honestly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys are killing it. As far as like, the album, and kind of circle a little bit back to that to kind of round things out. What influence, like what musical artists influence the album, and what is going to influence it moving forward?
Ooh.
Okay.
That you guys can freely talk about, of course.
I mean, my as like a vocalist, my influence have always just been like vocalists from like my past, like boy bands and big rock bands and stuff. Like I really like melodies that flow, like R&B and stuff like that. But I also like really heavy music, so it's kind of just like, when I was little, I would listen to As I Lay Dying, and then I would listen to NSYNC or something along
Usher.
those lines, like Usher. Yeah, exactly, things like that, and it just be back to back, like the most random music ever. And I'm still like that, but as like a clean, vocalist, I have to just love like Usher, Brian McKnight, Boyz II Men, that kind of stuff. But I have to do rock, so
I have to do rock.
yeah, I just
We
I
force it.
love it.
Against your will?
Yeah,
You got
he's
to.
got handcuffs and everything. He's never leaving.
He says, gun pointed at his head.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dale.
No, it's definitely one of those things where it's like I have a passion for it, and that you can mix it that way.
Right.
Drumming wise, I think Scott, Jordan, and I, we had a lot of, because when we were able to go to the studio and actually record it together, and like I tracked drums first, and I had the boys there with me, and that was just so much fun because we would come up with ideas as we were recording, and I could see Scott through the glass of the recording studio, just like moving his hands, like, "No, don't do that, do this." I'm like, "Okay." And we played around with. We had influence wise though, I'm not really sure. I as personally
You have
as
a
a drummer,
style all your own.
I know. I listen
That's what's
to.
funny.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I listen to so many different types of drummers that I can't really. I think Phil Collins, first of all.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Gotta
I
put
mean,
some respect on that one.
Yeah, since I was younger, of course, and then obviously growing up, discovering System of a
Chris
Down
Turner.
and Slipknot. Chris Turner now, dude. Chris Turner is definitely my top favorite drummer right now. Besides the drummer of Sleep Token, he who shall not be named, none of them. And Joey Jordison, original drummer of Slipknot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, I get a lot of influence from Scott and Jordan too, because when they write, they'll slap on some MIDI drums, and I'm like, okay, that actually sounds sick. Like in Blue, the verses in Blue, where it's like a bell kind of snare pattern, during the Two Miserable Dancers part. Scott actually wrote that on drums, and I was like, that's sick, and that's hard, and I'm gonna learn how to do it. But the writing process was pretty cool, influential wise. That's basically for me.
That's what's funny. Like for me, in terms of like writing, I mean, there's a lot of different influences. Like for our music, this like modern hard rock style. Obviously, Bring Me's big up there, but I like to use a lot of my other influences, like Blink-182 and older like punk rock and stuff like that. But it's funny because I've gotten a lot deeper into like how I write because of Tyler in terms of how he plays drums, which kind of opened up a new world for me whenever I write. When I demo out our songs and I'll add MIDI drums, I try and make them sound like Tyler's in the room with me. And then from that moment, and then Blue was one of the first ones that I was like, I'm going to make this sound like Tyler is playing right here. And that was like, it was like an epiphany type moment. And now moving forward and all the demos I send, I want to send them to Tyler first. Cause I'm like, I want him to hear the drums that I wrote. Obviously he's going to change stuff always, but like that's one of my bigger influences now when it comes to percussion. Obviously, it's just like listening and watch Tyler play whenever like 10 minutes in between a song or something like rehearsing, and Tyler's just playing. He's not playing a song; he's just doing whatever. It's a very unique style, and I try and implement that whenever I write songs. And it's
hell yeah. And that circles back to the album being the journey so far. A lot of these songs were us fully writing together. And experiencing changes, experiencing new writing techniques and stuff. And I think that just sets us up for the future for this next album, because this next album's coming together pretty well so far.
Ooh. That and Tyler's just like the best drummer. So
thanks, guys.
It helps.
It's all I just did like band ever since middle school, just percussion stuff, high school percussion stuff, drumline, marching band nerd.
Drumline boy.
Drumline boy. Yeah, no, Jordan did drumline too. Actually,
I couldn't do band because I was in sports, but I always wanted to.
Yeah, I couldn't do music because I sucked. It took me a long time to
self-deprecating, or were you given that award?
Like, I literally I you can ask my brother. I sang since I was like 5. There's videos of me like a baby singing Beach Boys, but I was nothing. I'm tone deaf as hell. And then I just practice and practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. I'm still learning every day. I wasn't just born with a voice, sadly. I wish.
It sounds like it.
But he definitely earned it. Like I remember
good tone, but
Zach,
I definitely had to
learn. One of our buddies had brought up one of our mutual friends, one of your friends from here had brought up. He's like, "Do you guys ever hear Dillon like before he learned how to sing? Like, what do you mean before he learned how to sing? Like, oh, he used to not be that great, and he like practiced every day for like hours and hours and became a really good singer." I was like, I always assumed he kind of just had it. You know what
Everybody
I mean?
always goes, "You're so lucky. You just could sing. You can just sing. It's so easy." Yeah, right.
Oh, brother!
I wish.
Speaking of brother, one question that I had when we were doing the album recap, which by the way is releasing tomorrow as of the time we're recording this, produce separate clips. So
nice.
We'll make sure you guys are aware when that goes up. But how was the album ordered, like the track list and sort?
We bounced around with that for a while.
Yeah. It changed it like twice. Because these songs really like they were made with zero not intention. We knew they were gonna be made for the album, but like there was no like grand thing for them. It was like because so much time had been going by for all this time with all the delays, we already had like 8 full demo songs ready. So it's like those were already there. Brother was one of them, and then like a lot of the 3 softer ones were already kind of completely done, and we had these other songs, so we were just kind of figure out how to puzzle piece them together. Originally, it was a little bit different, where the slower songs were kind of dispersed a little bit more throughout. I think Blue was the actual original closer, and listening through, we're like, we don't really know if this tells like the story of the album, even though there wasn't really a grand scheme.
Yeah, there wasn't really a story, and I think a lot of people realized that too.
Yeah.
Oops.
No, I mean, like in all the songs, like have like a similar theme. Like that's something that we kind of consciously did, not just for the record, but we always kind of like there's certain themes that speak to us as a band the most, and those are the ones that we play about, Dillon writes about the most, the ones that are most personal to him. And he writes basically all the lyrics and stories of the songs. So in that regard, they kind of all fit together. But there really wasn't, in terms of track list, a super big idea, because originally it was just we'll put Demons first and Blue last, and everything else will kind of just
come
be
together
there
at some point.
Yeah. And then like a little bit before the album came out, our manager, he's like, I gave it this to listen to, and I actually like this flow better, and I feel like it tells a better story, and putting Brother last I feel like might be best. Just so
I definitely enjoyed Brother as like a closer on a more like somber note and all that.
Yeah.
The one question I did want to ask about like the track list is that on my first listen, it felt almost like predictable. Maybe a symptom of me having listened to all the singles, but like having 3 of the more faster songs at the start, then like all of the slower songs in the middle, and then you ramp up towards the end and then close with Brother. It almost felt like there was like a very predictable rhythm to it. So I think it's interesting that you guys were like toying around with that idea and ended up on that order of the track list. Because that's like the only thing that like kind of like, if I had to make any criticism, it would be like the ordering of those middle songs didn't punch as much as I wanted it to. So it's interesting to like hear that, like,
well, the
going into it.
The track list was pretty much set in stone for whenever we had released That Nature Not the One, and it changed like a couple weeks before the album came out, and that's the way it is now. There's not really like a big story to it. It just kind of we weren't married to any sort of exact track list because of the way we didn't really plan it like in that regard. And with our manager, we trust his opinion. Like he has really good ideas and stuff, and we listen to it the way he put it, and we're like, yeah, no, that works for us. And we weren't like, no, it needs to be this way. No, this song needs to be in the middle because this is a middle song.
At that point, we kept, we didn't want to overthink everything as more than we already did. We overthought everything at this point because we had so much time to overthink everything, but it definitely expresses just like I said earlier, the story so far is what it feels like. And we are learning as we go on too. We are a young band within the industry. A 5-year-old, 6-year-old band in the industry is nothing. So it's definitely, I'm just stoked.
Especially considering this is our debut album.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Finally.
We had 4 songs out before this, so we're still a baby band.
It's a raving.
Large breaks.
Yeah.
But moving forward, we'll probably sit down and try and
definitely come up with an interesting flow, because the attitude with this new stuff,
is
so
no one has any idea what's about to happen to them when they press play on this new stuff.
Right. Well, I'm just gonna ask, like, moving forward with the new material, in terms of sound, genre, all that sort of thing, what can we really expect?
It's gonna have both of them.
Yeah. It will have a sound, and by God, it'll have a genre.
I mean, it's a little like, I don't want to give away too much.
Right.
It's still gonna sound like Nerv. Like, we're not changing our complete style or nothing like that. And it is gonna genre blend like we've been doing. We're never gonna be the band that every song sounds the exact same. And nothing against bands that do that. Like I there's tons of albums that every song is basically the same style of song, and I love it. But for us, we have just so many different musical passions that I don't think we'll at any point be able to just sit down and put out 12 songs that sound pretty much, similar in genre and vibe. But so that's it's still gonna genre blend. We've always dabbled in lighter pop stuff to having some breakdowns, and there'll be a bit of everything.
God, I cannot imagine sitting on these songs for like 3+ years and they all sounding the same.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and it's weird because our new stuff is going to be technically a lot older than the album we just put out because those songs we sat on for so long. So this is an even more mature writing process for us for the new stuff.
Yeah.
And we're still blueprinting out a plan for all of that. You know, we're still pushing out content for this album. But we're ready, man. We are ready.
Yeah. We're gonna make sure there's no we're eliminating as many variables as possible, if that makes sense. So like we're gonna try and do as many things ourselves, not have to rely on other people respecting deadlines. So we can prevent any sort of as many as we can. Obviously things happen, but if we can eliminate as many breaks as we can as a band, we're going to do that. And moving forward, we're happy to and fortunate to be able to do as much as we can.
Exactly, and we know exactly what to look out for now because we went through so much. We went through so many obstacles that we know for this album what to look out for and what to not do and who to not talk to. And we are completely independent, so that does help in a lot of ways. It is harder as an independent band, and we are very fortunate. That Bad Habits is still doing well to this day. That's obviously our biggest song, multiple millions of streams on it, and that is basically, I think that was the Kickstarter for all of us.
Well,
so we're
although now
fortunate.
Bad Nature is getting more streams per month than Bad Habits, and
recently.
We didn't think that was gonna as of like a few or like the last couple months.
Yeah, we never thought that was gonna happen. We thought Bad Habits was just gonna be at the top, as just the one that went viral, that kind of thing. But no, it finally got knocked off the throne by Bad Nature, which is exciting because that's a song off the album, so that makes us happy for sure.
And we're still excited to see what a lot of our favorite songs on the album do, because, like for instance, Bad Habits didn't just, it's like we uploaded it and had 1 million views the next day. It took about like a year for it to even hit its first 1 million. And, some of these are like, for instance, Hopeless hit 1 million on Spotify faster than Bad Habits did, but then it started to fall off a little bit in terms of its average, right? Whereas like we love, a lot of these songs on the record that we hope they've been doing a lot better off the rip, the first couple months of being released than even Bad Habits did. Granted, we have a lot larger audience now than we did when we released Bad Habits, but it's exciting. It's definitely exciting to see, this over 3 years of work getting listened to in the way that we are proud of,
Roots of labor.
Yeah, you guys definitely are off to a great start with this debut album. So I think I can speak for all of us that we're excited to see what you guys have in the back burner.
Yeah, we may be talking about it later in the year.
Oh. Yeah, we every time, because I don't know about the rest of the boys, but I always check on YouTube to see if there's any like covers every now and then. And I'll search Nerve, and I've always seen you guys pop up, talk about our releases and stuff, and you always have great things to say, and I always send it to the boys. And then when you wanted us on, I was like, hey, the boys, they want us on. And everybody was like, absolutely, let's do it. Because you guys, especially, I think it was the one for Blue. That one made us all super happy.
Oh, yeah.
You guys like
that
Blue.
song is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Still one of the best.
Hell
That
yeah,
is my
dude.
favorite song.
Yeah, that's a good one. That hook is all of it. All
yeah,
of it. is so much.
Jacob, you want to hit us up with that cover that you were singing at the start?
Oh yeah, he was singing privately. It sounded really good.
I believe it.
I like to think it's what Dill sounded like before he learned how to sing.
Yeah, I'll tell you. You have to sing to me though.
Serenade him, cuddle him.
Yeah, come sing to me.
That's how it works.
Cuddle in the bar and sing to him. It's all good.
There you go.
You already know. There it is. Now you guys are gonna be saying barn.
Shit. It's all a joke till it's not.
Born in the barn.
All right, I think that's just about gonna wrap this up. Justin, Derek, Jacob, any last questions you guys want to mention, or?
Nah, thank you guys for coming out.
Do you wear?
Oh God,
I buy like one new pair of shoe a year, and I don't really pay attention. So
I think like 13 and a half, 14. It's so hard to find my size.
Yeah,
Big feet.
you know what big feet mean?
What they
right?
say about that?
I know it's
I feel your
annoying.
pain.
Yep, my man got big socks.
Yeah,
That's
That's what I was gonna say, dude. Long
Yeah,
shoelaces.
it's hard to find shoes.
Got longer shoes.
What's
Yeah,
that
dude.
one thing called?
The shoe stretcher.
Micro penis.
What's that one that you could have given me a million guesses? To
Well,
answer
Honestly,
what's
you
that
were
thing
really
called?
good up today, Dylan.
Yeah,
That
no
was a good
questions
one.
on that.
I like that, Scott. We should keep that forever.
Wait, we didn't hear everybody's shoe sizes.
Oh yeah.
Random guess, it might be 12.
Yeah, that's what mine are. Mine are like 12 or 12 and a half, depending on the shoe.
Now we're at 10s normally. Unless I'm feeling frisky, then I'm doing 11.
Whoa, big man on campus. Okay.
Big socks.
Big man on campus, I mean, that's a smaller number. So
Yeah. I'm like a size 11. It's a pain in the ass though, because I got wide ass feet, so none of the 11s ever fit. I gotta go hunting for them.
I have
Why-
size 11, but skinny
Yup.
feet.
11 gang rise up.
Hey, it was good.
And then Jacob's got his weird fucking Canadian feet.
I wear snowshoes every day.
You're gonna say, yeah, I got
Silly.
7 toes.
I was about to say, is the metric system different for your feet? Like, how do we measure that?
I have
My
I have
chungus.
size 14.
Okay, I see you.
Yeah, that's like an 8 in American.
Facts.
Yeah.
yeah.
Tiny ass
Conversion
feet.
rate.
Yep.
I wonder if it actually is different. I don't know.
I don't know actually. Yo, Jake, wrap it up. I'm gonna find out if shoe size is different in Canada.
All right,
It's
before we
not.
end,
It's
before
not.
before we fully wrap this up, as we said earlier on, be sure to follow the guys at Nerv on socials, and you can also follow us on social media at HiveMindRadio_. Yeah, thank you guys for joining us once again and talking about the album and everything. This was a lot of fun.
Absolutely, dude. Thanks for having us. We love
For
you
sure.
guys.
It was a lot of fun. Yep.
Hopefully
Same
one
to the
day
men, you
we
guys.
get to see you guys live over here on the East Coast. That'd be
You
really
will.
sick.
You
Oh, yeah.
will.
Absolutely, come to Virginia, cowards.
Absolutely.
No one else goes
Somebody
to
needs
Virginia.
to.
So.
Somebody needs to come to Virginia.
I'm going to Virginia.
Not true, actually.
Hell yeah.
Word.
All right, that's going to be it. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to anyone out there that's listening. We'll see you
we
in
love-
the next episode.
Have a good one.
All right, everyone leave.
Yes, totally.
Bye.